Welcome back to The Edge. No more cheating on your Google certifications. X plans to launch 2 paid levels for subscription. Where does that leave the non-paying accounts? Does AI overwhelm you more than it overwhelms Mordy? You may not be alone. You're listening to News from The Edge for the week of October 23rd, 2023, here on Edge of the Web Radio.
From the Edge of the Web studios, here's what we're looking at this week.
Found it on the
Wait. Before the show even starts, you're already taking a shot at me?
I got to get early. I got to get earlier here.
That's not fair, because you have the whole, pre-roll, intro coming in. I can't even respond.
No, absolutely. Yeah, we got to put you on mute, too, just so we can get through it. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to
edit this thing out.
preempt everything. All right, this is Edge of the Web. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Aaron Sparks. On the other side of the mic there is Mordy Oberstein, head of brand SEO over at Wix. And we got Jacob Mann here. He's also the studio producer at Site Strategics. How you doing, sirs?
I'm doing
not
well.
dead.
Yeah, we're hanging in there. I don't know. You shouldn't throw a question to 2 people at the same time.
It was a jump ball.
It's not going to work.
Also, like 2 polar extremes. Like, all right, I think it's okay. I'm not dead.
Yeah. We cover the full facet of behavior here, and we certainly are watching from afar, Mordy, and we see lots of great information that you're putting out there on the Twiddle. My gosh, some of the morons that are out there, it's just amazing what type of reactions are happening.
It's painful.
I might as well just roll over and die.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they're asking you to. It's just amazing that Twiddle. Oh God, I'm not going to do it.
Now you're stuck on Twiddle.
X.
Right before we started,
that's the only way I'm going to pronounce it.
it.
The only way I'm going to pronounce X is getting the Twiddle out of my head.
Yeah, we joked that we would call it Twiddle from now on, and I think Aaron, it's stuck.
Literally stuck. It's like
incepted.
an earworm. Yeah.
You're trying to make it work. Like, see if it catches on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's amazing the platform's not working to remove some of this out there.
I have no idea, dude. It's insane.
It really is. But anyway, happy to have you on the show again. And we're broadcasting from Indianapolis, Indiana. Mordy's in Israel. And we want to be able to dig into SEO and digital marketing articles that we come across the lines and twiddles all over the place. So thanks for joining us. If you're listening to us the first time, good luck, because we were cutting it up a good deal more before the show. Wish you the best.
I just want to know if you didn't like this show, it's because Aaron removed all of the articles I put into the spreadsheet this week.
You had 2. There was 2.
3 or something. No, you kept the Barry articles.
Yeah, absolutely. See?
That's true. Okay.
All right.
No, that's fair. Sorry.
Hey, if you want to see what we've been doing on the show for the last 10 years, go over to edgeofthewebradio.com. That's edgeofthewebradio.com. Like I said, Mordy's over there, head of SEO branding at Wix. So before we get started, you know what's even more fun than listening to us try to get through a podcast is seeing us in person at San Diego. That's November 9th and 10th. And what's even better than that is actually having a free pass to see us, because, I mean, who would actually pay to see us, right?
I mean, people are paying to see us, so now you're insulting them.
Oh my
for
God,
paying
they
money.
just didn't know.
I'm introducing 2 new subscription levels to the. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, we teamed up with Brighton SEO in San Diego, November 9th and 10th. The inaugural Brighton SEO US is going to be showing up there. We've teamed up with them to give away free tickets, 5 free tickets each week until November 2nd. Simply go to edgeofthewebradio.com/Brighton SEO. That's BRIGHTON SEO. Rules do apply. The sweepstakes ends November 2nd, 2023 at 11:59 Pacific Daylight Time. Yes, sir.
What are the rules that apply?
It's just rules. That's all. I'm just saying.
And
rules.
they apply.
Any rules that you bring, I guess, will apply. No. There's a rule.
No, okay. You took it back so quickly.
What the heck did I do? Pull that one back.
What you were thinking.
Hey, the winners will be selected by random draw under the supervision of the sponsor, Rough Agenda USA Limited. They'll be notified within 3 days of the selection. So join us at the inaugural event. It's going to be fantastic. They even have a karaoke night there, Mordy.
Ooh.
I'm saying.
Oh, now I'm in.
Yeah. You were on the fence before.
I
Really?
was really on the fence. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we were going there with complete indecision from you until we have karaoke. Then
Now there's karaoke. Of course I'll be there. Sure.
Fantastic.
I love karaoke.
The team here was actually we're talking about going and doing a karaoke morning, as we have a team building exercise. There's no way
morning.
There's no way you could get me to karaoke first and then karaoke in the morning before coffee even kicks in.
That's like drinking like a bottle of vodka like 8 a.m.
It's the only way we're going to be able to do it, Jacob. So I mean,
A bottle of vodka for each of us, and then we'll karaoke.
buckle up. All right. So, first article on deck here from Nicola Agius over at Search Engine Land. Google Ads rolls out stricter requirements for new certifications. In professional certifications for their skills shop, they're asking for a bit more than what marketers have been required to do. So before undertaking any of the new exams, marketers will now be required to take a picture of a photo ID, take a picture of your face, record a video of your test-taking environment. Okay? There's a lot more tougher rules here. Google also announced that during exams, a live proctor will monitor the activity of participants via a webcam, as well as screen sharing software. If the proctor notices any unauthorized behavior, they will pause the exam and send you a message. You will be recorded during the exam for review purposes. These are the exam guidelines. Check this out. You are not allowed to have any open books. You're not allowed to have any notes. No scratch paper. You're not allowed to take restroom breaks. Not allowed to use a handheld calculator. You'll have a calculator built into your test screen. Not allowed to use headphones. You'll not be allowed to wear hats.
What? What about the Midwest?
You can take your exam in a public area without any people in the background. Moderate background noise is allowed.
What? I was a teacher. I'm like, what? I sit up straight, hands on your desk.
Those are some rules. Those are some real rules there. No headphones.
First off, come on. If someone wants to cheat,
Yeah.
It's a virtual test. I'll tell you something. They're going to figure out how to cheat.
Super easy.
Also, who's cheating on this thing? You got to be kidding. What kind of people cheat on an ad certification test?
Here's something. To top it all off here, Michael Costin, founder of the digital marketing agency Local Digital, wrote, the same agency that manipulates bids to thieve more money from advertisers now demands that you send them your ID in order to take a test, shows that you know how to use their platform properly, that they can manipulate in any way. So, yeah.
They first say, we need to pay the proctors. If anybody can please take some change from the cushion so we can pay them.
Gotta pay for those webcams, man. Oh my gosh.
This whole thing just sounds like juvenile. I'll be honest with you.
I thought I was actually getting baited as I was reading this article. This has to be a joke, but okay.
If this is what's going on, like they're just like so worried about this, and like the certification means nothing.
Yeah.
It's worthless. It means zero.
It means it's been gamed the entire time.
It's been completely gamed. They basically admitted this entire time. This whole thing has been an absolute fraud.
And on top of that, they're forcing advertisers to have certifications. Right?
Let's say you're Ernest. Like, how do you not wear a hat? Wasn't it like glued to his head?
Ernest?
Ernest goes to
Oh my
jail.
gosh.
Yeah.
Ernest goes, Ernest scared stupid.
No one
The classics.
listening is going to get that reference, so it's good we're explaining it.
We'll drop that in the show notes.
At first, I thought you were just saying Ernest, like if you're being honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Ernest takes a Google search.
You're not allowed to use
the newest
scratch
movie.
paper. Like, who's got, what is it, like calculus? Like, you get any scratch paper to do an ad?
This is not SATs, folks. We're taking your certification so we can bring our clients' money to you. Yeah, okay. All right.
Hey,
You know what's better than that? Paying for
not much.
Twiddle.
Twiddle.
Oh, this guy's
Search
good.
Engine Land X is launching 2 new tiers of premium subscription. This is from Nicola Agius as well. Elon Musk announced one option will be more expensive, but will block all ads, while the cheaper alternative will still display ads. The whole point is he's charging us to get rid of bots. That's the essence of everything, is that the bot can't actually do a transaction. So he's trying to purge the system of bots, and this is the only thing he came up with.
Genius.
Is it also possible that he is losing ad revenue, and instead of saying, I can't fix this, I keep screwing it up, I'm just going to have you pay for it instead,
Right.
and then pretend
Yeah.
that it's all about bots? I feel like this is it's his excuse for everything. Like, oh, why did you do, like, why were you in the bathroom for a half hour? Is everything okay? Oh yeah, it was the bots.
It was the bots.
It says ad revenue has dropped 59% since it took
Jeez.
over.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
that's
See
what
here,
up.
folks.
Not at all.
But on top of it, the ads that are in Twitter or X have been terrible. And especially during this moment right there where there's so much tumult and there's a lot of heated political. Then you see this freaky, stupid game ad that floats right in the feed.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
on top of everything else, maybe they're doing that deliberately just so they can get this new revenue, right?
Right. But here's the
Or
problem.
also, or
you
bots.
can't get rid of bots by charging unless you actually charge everybody,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this article doesn't say it, but does this mean that Twitter for free, X for
No,
free
Twiddle.
is gone?
Yeah.
Twiddle? I mean, is that
Also, like-
because otherwise the bots will just continue to live in the free space.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way this works
Did you close the door?
is to close the door on everybody.
Yep.
I don't get it. How does it happen?
risky.
Maybe I'm just missing it. How does this help with bots?
Because bots can't do a transaction, right? So if
Or
you're-
they can, but the amount of, like, for me to write and create a bot might take some time, but then I can replicate it 1,000 times. I can make 1,000 bots.
Right.
Mhm.
And I think the article talks about being fractions of a penny to
Right.
create and run a bot. But now if each bot has to
Right.
pay $4 a month, like doing
It's-
one
yeah.
bot's easy.
No,
But I'm not gonna run
if
1,000.
if I have a Twitter account, and just maybe I'm wrong. Like, I
Right.
just understand. Like, I have a Twitter account, and I pay for this extra premium level. I will only see other people who pay for the premium level.
No.
They are keeping bots from being registered. You won't have an active account because it won't be free.
I'm saying the only way this works
Oh, I-
is to make everybody pay a few dollars a
Right.
month.
No. Okay, fine. Right.
to
No,
kill
that
off all the
makes
bots.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yes. No. We're on the same page. I'm with that. That would make sense. But under his new system, like, there's two. Like, is he saying everyone has to pay?
Yep.
Well, no, it
Oh, I
doesn't
missed
say
that.
that.
It-
It doesn't
but it's
say
in
that.
there.
No,
But
yeah.
that's
Okay.
I'm
I'm
see,
saying
I
that's what
didn't
it has
miss
to be.
that.
And it has to be. Otherwise, this thing doesn't make sense whatsoever.
Right.
Then it doesn't make any sense, right? See,
Yep.
Right.
I feel like we're going in full circles here. When I'm saying makes
We're
sense,
twiddling.
If not, if,
This is what the Twiddle
if
experience
not
is.
everyone has to pay,
Right.
this makes no sense.
I'm only pointing out that the article doesn't mention a free tier, but
Yes.
I
Right.
figure there can't be one for this whole bot idea to work. That's all I'm saying.
So
And-
Twitter will be pay to pay. Everyone will have to pay for Twitter.
Everybody will have to play. That's
Oh,
what's
what
happening.
a
Yeah.
disaster. You
And
go.
the last
I'd
quote in
rather,
the
God, be
article.
honest with you, as a user,
Yep.
I'd rather have a couple of bots trying to get me to go to some Russian porn site than not have access to like thousands of people
Right.
who are not going to pay.
Oh, I mean, think
for
about
Twitter.
it. I mean, he's going to be cutting users in half.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I-
like an echo chamber.
And we talked about this a long time ago, but one of the greatest things about Twitter before Musk took over was how it was open. And you could see it from anywhere without even having an account. So
Right.
when I'm not in the studio, one of the things I like to do is I work with weather folks and like getting emergency communications out and everything else like that.
Mhm.
We did it all through Twitter because anyone can see it. You can just throw someone a link and they can read it and see what's going on. Now you have to have a Twitter account, which is exactly why we never really focused on Facebook, because it forced someone to have a Facebook account.
Right.
No one's mad at Facebook for doing it. That's just how they did it and how Twitter did it. But now, if you force someone to have an account and you make them pay, even if it's $1 a month, $10 a year, something cheap, it's still gatekeeping that information and that quick hit of info that you can push out real quick to people's phones and everything else. It kills it off the whole thing that made Twitter great, in my opinion.
No, he's
By the way, I'm
essentially.
just, like, I'm looking at other sources.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I don't think he's getting rid of the free account. He's just offering 2 premium levels.
Yeah,
But
I don't see anywhere.
But if he doesn't get rid of it, then why would the
Then it
bots?
makes no sense.
why would the
Right,
bots-
And that's
yeah.
my original point. This whole
Yeah.
thing makes no
So
sense.
the first quote here, the single most important reason that we're moving to having a small monthly payment for use of the X system is that it's the only way I can think of to combat vast armies of bots. There it is right there.
Yeah.
So the only way that genius can figure out how to combat bots is to make every single user pay. But apparently, according to Morty's other sources, not every single user. Like, it doesn't make sense.
No, yeah.
If you leave
users
a free
may, it's from
level,
the
then-
standard.co.uk. Users may soon get access to an ad-free X experience if they're willing to pay up. Nothing
That's
like
that's
nothing
fine.
here about.
I'm okay with
Right. The
pay money
ad
for
thing
ad-free.
makes sense.
Right.
The bot thing, I don't know what the hell he's talking
No,
about.
so
I think
whenever
he's just
he went through acquisition, there was a huge debacle about how
Right.
many of the accounts were bots, right?
right.
So as
If
he
you-
bought it, and then he found out how much there are. I mean, he evidently never
Right.
had the full picture.
Why don't you just, if you detect them, why don't you just shut those down?
Exactly.
Or like, I know that like it'd be a little bit of an effort, but like you could require some sort of verification process
Mhm.
that is cumbersome enough that nobody would want to do it for their bots, but easy enough that I could spend 10 to 15 minutes to do it one time right now.
Right.
Now I'm verified. I don't even care about a check. Just, oh, Jacob's a real
Right.
person.
I'm human.
Right.
But also, like, have bots really like ruined your life on Twitter? Like, pain in the ass. But like,
No, but
I feel like a bot did him dirty at some point. Like,
and we all have
he
to pay.
tried. He was supposed to get a half hour. He got 5 minutes. The bot really did him dirty with this whole thing, and he's like been traumatized by it ever since.
Kind of like Picard and the Borg, right?
something.
There's a deep cut right there for you. All right.
The other thing I was going to say is this doesn't even talk about any other features at the lower tier.
Right.
And if you're going to offer some features and not ads and then pay more and offer the same
You'll
features
just be able to
plus
see
ads, that's
everybody
fine.
else's tweet, just not be able to tweet yourself.
Yeah, great. Go tweet yourself.
Yeah. All right. Well, obviously he's losing money hand over fist, and this is the last squeeze of the lemon, right?
I think so.
Dumbass, this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You know what's believable? Having Site Strategics as the title sponsor of Edge of the Web for 10 years. That's believable because we've been here.
Yeah, that's right, folks. Don't believe it. It's not believable. It's unbelievable.
Anyway, we're a 19-year-old digital marketing firm here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Our focus is entity SEO, technical SEO, search engine marketing, social media, managing your digital connection for your clients, including podcast production. Not unlike this, but actually much better, right? Because we don't run into
Because we're not the stars.
because we're not
Okay.
the stars of the other ones. So check us out. Certainly it would be, happy to jump on a quick Zoom call, talk to you a little bit about our services, as well as do some free consulting, be able to showcase some of the things that could very well lead to some incredible new results for your digital marketing execution. So if you're interested, go over to sitestrategics.com or just give us a call at 877-SEO for web, 877-736-4932. Promise there's no fax machine on the other end. Last
Oh, how
article.
disappointing.
I know.
No, the last art. Wow, we're skipping the rest.
No. The last article of the Digital Marketing Group.
In-
We're going to bring AI tools to you, man. I know you love
Oh,
them.
thank God. I would really get like an AI tool that, I don't know, would help me like, put a lawyer at my fingertips.
Yeah, see? Danny Goodwin. Survey over at Search Engine Land says 70% of marketers feel overwhelmed by AI changes. Marketing professionals say that they're overwhelmed at the pace of AI developments. According to a new survey, 70% of marketers often or always feel overwhelmed. Just 30% rarely or never feel overwhelmed. From a survey released by SOCI, a marketing platform for multi-location brands. It's a call to action for organizations to prioritize continued learning and offer support to their teams. Otherwise, millions and billions invested in AI will be wasted, says Monica Ho, the CMO of SOCI. S-O-C-I. SOCI.
Soshi.
All right. So no training or education was probably the largest contributing factor there. Why people feel overwhelmed. It's not the entire gold rush of tools, right?
Yeah, it has nothing.
No,
to do
nothing to
with
do with that, or the fact that they all kind of do the exact same thing. But there's always some kind of new update. It's always an update, but it actually doesn't have any practical implication or mean anything at all whatsoever for you.
I feel like an AI has done you wrong someplace, Morty.
I paid for an hour, and
All you gotta do is pay $2 a month, Morty, and you'll never have to deal with AI again.
See?
Get rid of the bots.
Get rid of the bots.
what do I do with my kids? Is there like a can Elon Musk take care of that?
Oh my gosh. Elon Musk babysitting, AI babysitting of with an Elon Musk avatar. What about that? No? Nothing
Sounds
there?
good.
Nah,
Yep.
not really.
Yep.
More tools, more confusion. Rather than help marketers do their jobs better, the frequent introduction of new tools has caused confusion, according to 44% of the respondents. Yep, there was 317 digital marketing professionals, 55 of whom were decision makers in that survey. So lots of AI, no training. So let's get into AI news.
Oh yeah, that's not overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed.
No. You got to wait until you take the survey. We'll have that at the end of the show, Morty.
Oh, you're gonna give me a survey?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exciting. Will I be able to offer my suggestions and feedback in the survey?
Absolutely. We'll certainly pay
Oh.
attention of that.
And you'll read it? Thank you. That's
Yeah,
okay.
we'll read it on the next episode of this show here. Check this out, though.
Look-
From AI News, UMG files a landmark lawsuit. Love that graphic. Against AI developer Anthropic. All right. UMG, which is Universal Music Group, has filed this lawsuit against Anthropic, the developer of Claude AI. This landmark case represents the first major legal battle where the music industry confronts an AI developer head-on. UMG, along with several other key industry players, including Concord Music Group, ABK Worship Together Music, and Plaintiff Capital CMG. They're seeking $75 million in damages. The lawsuit centers around the alleged unauthorized use of copyrighted music by Anthropic to train its AI models. The publishers, I should say, claim that Anthropic illicitly incorporated songs from artists they represent in its AI dataset without obtaining the necessary permissions. So these are going to be the next battles, and UMG's leading the charge here. And we already talked about multiple times on the show, what's the percentage? Like 44% of news sites were blocking Google from actually using its content to train its AI engine. And now you're seeing a lot more copyright infringement. I mean, all these tools that you were just talking about, they're all spinning up. This is a wild, wild west. There's no enforcement of what these things are actually doing and what copyright infringement is happening in all these tools until something like this happens, right?
It's interesting because there was a UNG spokesperson said it's unethical and unlawful. Only we, the music industry, are allowed to use AI development technology for the use of songwriting so that we can keep Mick Jagger for all eternity.
That was a long troll right there, sir.
Yep. You really had to wait for it.
We had to wait for
You
it.
don't have to have a new album.
Yes, I do.
I don't even care. That's like saying like the dinosaurs put out another album. Whatever.
Well, you know what? We talked about Tom Hanks being used in an AI commercial. We're going to see actors and musicians all over the place from here on out. And as their avatars get better and better and more nuanced, right, they're going to start making money. It's not just going to be a copy of it. These are going to be new endeavors as the AI avatars mature. So we're going to have the same people doing more acting and more music than ever before, and it will all be AI driven.
It'll look great. Let's like Grandmaster Malfkin from the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
They used to that looked terrible.
It really did. But you know what? That was done how many years back? Can you imagine?
2.
But you know who's actually behind right now? Over at Bloomberg, well, that's just Bloomberg, but their article says inside Apple's big plan to bring generative AI to its devices. They've been caught kind of flat-footed by the generative AI fever, and they're on course to spend $1 billion. Would they be? To add...
Come on, cut to the movie clip. Come on.
To add the tech across, we'll drop it in post.
Thank you.
To add the tech across the iOS 18 Siri, music, and other apps. This is from Mark Gurman over at Bloomberg. So just when you thought it was safe to get on your iOS, you're about to have generative AI everywhere in this bloody platform.
Yay.
So you're gonna go on dates with people like, are you real or are you just AI?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to happen. Last article here from the news side of things. Reddit met with top generative AI companies about being paid for its data and is considering blocking search crawlers from Google and Bing. Check this out from Natasha Tico. Yeah. So over at Stack Diary, actually, Alex Ivanos says, and on top of that, after the article was published, Reddit actually contacted them. As tensions rise between tech giants and content publishers over the financial stakes of generative AI market, Reddit joins the list of companies seeking compensation. According to Natasha Tiku, who reported the news on Washington Post, and of course we can't go over to Washington Post because it's gated content, the platform is considering enforcing a soft paywall on its content if generative AI companies, including leaders like OpenAI, don't agree to pay for using its data. So this is the commerce here, folks. You're going to see more and more of news organizations and platforms where there's forums of information where people trust that they can actually share information without it being picked up and plagiarized, right? But of course, those contributors into the forum aren't going to be compensated. You're going to be seeing platforms just wanting to charge the AI technicians to use that content. There's the full circle right there. If you're actually publishing as a user into a platform and then it's allowing that platform to actually get picked up by AI, right? That's one thing that you really don't have a choice on. But if they start charging and nothing comes back to the actual consumer that's participating in the forum, is that a level of ethics that we want to discuss?
Who cares as long as platforms and companies are making lots of money?
There it is. Well, let's talk about tools then, because there's a fantastic series of tools here. Check this out. You can create amazing product photos in minutes, not days, with magicstudio.com. Now, go to that drop-down menu, Jacob, and have a look at all the different things this thing does. It's got a magic eraser, background remover, AI image generator, an image upscaler, photo booth, background blur, art.
Wait, stop. Doesn't every single Canva, even Wix does this,
yes,
right? We're not like a image platform, but when you upload an image, you get all sorts of abilities to remove the background or upscale the image or blur things, and you don't have to pay anything for it.
Are you saying that somebody else does this? Why would this tool exist?
I am
then?
literally telling you that you could spin up a free Wix website. You don't have to pay for a premium, and you can do all this stuff when you upload an image, and you don't have to pay a red cent.
But was it called magic?
It's not magic.
Yeah, we call it Wix magic.
Oh, well, then I'm in.
And the magic word, it's invisible. It's invisible. The word, it just says Wix, but the word magic is right next to it. But we made it magical, and
it was removed. It was blurred out of by the software. So all you're saying it's a repeated tool, and again, there's no tools that are promoted on this.
I'm overwhelmed
already. Well,
how much?
I think a lot, but he can't be overwhelmed, or at least we can actually modify his voice. Go to Voicemod. It's a real-time voice changer.
Ooh,
yeah,
that sounds interesting.
Do you feel? Oh, never.
Gosh, thanks, Frampton.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, I'll go with Frampton, not to share. It's a real-time voice changer. That's amazing. Express yourself with our real-time AI voice changer and soundboard to be who you want when you want in the metaverse. Build your sonic entity for platforms like Roblox, OBS. Only if he does Rocket Man, right?
Rocket Man. He's a Rocket Man.
Last tool that we want to share with you is check this. Personal AI lawyer at your fingertips. Say goodbye.
This is who you use if someone has cloned your likeness for a movie.
Yes.
I have my AI lawyer sue you now.
And they go, yeah, absolutely. And an AI defense lawyer. I mean, let them all scrap it out. It's like battle bots, right?
Oh, crap. You know who did this? OJ. OJ's behind this.
He created the AI lawyer.
The AI lawyer got me off.
Oh, no, it's a review. Too. Oh, my God, it does, doesn't it? Say goodbye to it.
Personal AI lawyer at your fingertips. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
See, he's just trashing it now.
Yep.
Not even let me get this thing out. It's almost like he's holding a grudge from the beginning of the show. So I wouldn't recommend you go into an AI lawyer. Sorry, if you're dealing with something as.
Can you imagine the hallucination to bring, like, you're trying to get off for a parking ticket and it brings up like precedent from like the Menendez brothers.
Business. Oh my gosh. Yes, exactly. Anyway, some fun stuff there. And again, we don't endorse these tools. We just kind of pull them out.
We recommend you don't use them.
Who we do recommend, however, is InLinks, where they're a sponsor of Edge of the Web. Did you know that entities play a major role in how search engines understand and rank content on the web? In fact, there was a huge update that we were just talking about before the show, a knowledge graph update that has just exploded here, and we'll keep that under wraps for the time being. But optimizing your content solely around keywords is a thing of the past. Now's the time to add entities into your mix and reach much higher rankings using InLinks, an award-winning software in entity SEO. InLinks provides you some expert level data, some analysis, and some fantastic tools in there. And they're constantly evolving it. So jump in there, check out what's going on. Go over to edgeofthewebradio.com/InLinks today. Claim your free InLinks account and start creating content that will outrank your competitors. Rock solid right there.
So good every time.
Every time. It's like the first time. That's Barry Blast for everybody who's listening at home. Now, a few articles here, jumping in real quick at the end. Google's search engine.
We're getting to the real news.
Oh, man. It's always good to have kind of a campfire around Barry news, right? From Google, search generative experience may link to paywalled content, but here's how to block SGE. They've updated its paywall content search developer documentation to explain that Google Search Generative Experience may link to content behind a paywall. Google wrote, SGE overviews may include links to paywall content as a way for people to discover those pages. All right. So the block that they told us that we can use, actually block the SGE, really is not going to protect you, right? Is that what we're hearing here? Google also described in the updated robots meta tags documentation how to use robots meta tag, data-no snippet, and X robot tags on specific pages for no snippet and max snippet rules for SGE. So there's a battle here going on here of how much content Google's really going to be showing, and if they're updating the software, or I should say the scripting to be able to block that, fantastic. But if you're not wanting your content spidered or digested by SGE, why would SGE actually link to content? That's my question.
No, it links to content. It has the site and gives sources. Were you advocating that we don't?
No. I'm just
not
playing.
like traffic to your website.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. Is that if
No,
Google's getting
it needs
blocked,
the site, you want to go deeper. I think users want that. They want to get an idea of whatever, and they want to go deeper, and you need a link for that.
all right.
No, I think what
Yeah,
Aaron
no,
is
this
saying is
block-
if you block it, why couldn't Google just show it anyway and just refuse to cite it?
Yeah.
You'd never know where
They
they
could do
got it
whatever they
from.
want. They could theoretically they could ignore robot.txt directive, right?
Yep.
Like, it could. When you use an SEO tool, do an audit, right? You can set most of them to be like ignore robot.txt, right?
Yep.
Oh,
You could.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there you go. So it's a rule that can absolutely be. It's more like a guideline than a rule, right?
yeah. So Google's doing the right thing, and they're saying, hey, I know people already just tuned out. I said Google's doing the right thing.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say, Google is known for following rules.
They are.
Hey, look, they shook some money from the cushions. They paid me to say that. I'm just kidding. They did not.
Hey, did you happen to catch Greg Finn's episode with us last week?
I caught parts of it. I'm still finishing the news from last week where my kid showed up. I'm a little, in case you haven't heard, there's been a war here. I'm a little behind.
So you're just there at the house, so you should be able to catch up on all these podcasts, right?
You're right. You know what? I'm just gonna walk over to Gaza and hand myself over. I'm sorry. I'm a failure.
Oh, jeez. Last article, because I don't want to do the content structure data check here. Last article from Search Engine Roundtable, Google's top stories tests mentioned in these stories. Now, take it away. What are we looking at here, Morty?
So it's the knowledge graph sort of expanding. They have this, by the way, for podcasts. When you go to Google Podcasts and you, I don't know, the sports podcast, like, you know, I like the Michael K show. It's very nostalgic for me. Voice of the New York Yankees. And if, I don't know, let's say they talk about Aaron Judge or Michael Jordan in that episode, Google will show like people discussed or topics discussed in this episode, and they'll show a little card for Michael Jordan or Aaron Judge. So very similar. Right, which just goes to show you Google understands when you mention something, and they're able to make connections because of what you mentioned, even without linking.
The knowledge graph is getting a healthier update, and we'll want to report on that more and more because there's entities galore in there. And
I've been talking about that forever. All this SGE stuff. We don't talk about entities anymore.
No, we don't. Well, it's behind the scenes actually, and that's part of the whole makeup of what SGEs are actually going to be playing with. So, hey, that's going to be some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about at San Diego. So, want to make sure that you get out there for the free ticket. One single free ticket. Go over to edgeofthewebradio.com/BrightonSEO. All right. So, that said, wrap it up here. Thanks for listening, everybody. Do we have any SEO chat this week?
Yeah, I think so. I'm still
Hit me.
again like, oh, we're working on it. Tess Voix, I think, is hosting. I don't know the topic yet. I'm again a little behind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
got you a little distracted over
Terrible.
there.
I
I
know.
get it. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Horrible.
So SEO
this
chat,
isn't-
if you
so
don't
this
know what
isn't
that is,
Twitter,
it's on X, Twitter, Twiddle, whatever we want to talk about. Hashtag SEO
Yeah.
chat
This
every
Thursday, 1
Thursday.
p.m. Eastern.
There we go.
Yeah, and Nicole Ponce from SEMrush is going to be moderating it this week.
Oh,
because
cool.
Who knows where I'll be?
You'll be in San Diego come November 9th and 10th.
I hope so.
Oh, we hope so too, and we wish you all the best, obviously, and all the safety as possible for what's going on right now. So I say that tongue in cheek, but we can always do something
I
remote.
don't know. I
Right?
kind of feel you're really rooting for me to get, but yeah, it's all right.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
It's
All
like-
right.
I hope no one gets hurt except for Morty.
Only by your kids, man. Only by your kids.
Kids every day.
I'm sorry for you. I am sorry. I have to ship my kids off a long time ago. So yeah,
I had to try that.
yep, absolutely.
Where'd you send them?
College.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
that's an expensive
That's it.
trip
Those
right there.
those places seem like a place of real learning these days. Anyway, let's just.
Yep. Just keep them home.
I feel like we've lost a Bernie Sanders crowd with this this episode.
Oh, get Bernie Sanders back over here. He doesn't have it. All right.
Loaded up.
That's it. We're going to wrap it up. Morty, stay safe, stay well, and hey, we'll see you back here next time, right?
Hope so. Yeah, we're just kidding. I'll be
You
here next
better.
week.
All righty. Well, for everybody
Perfect.
over at Edge, thanks so much for listening. And remember, do not be a piece of cyber driftwood. We'll talk to you next week.